Jackson. We're coming to you live on Sky Sports from the Alexandra Palace, London. This is the Paddy Power World Dance Championship, brought to you by the Professional Dance Corporation. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to meet the players. He's Sweden's #1, making his 4th appearance at the World Championship, a PDC Nordic champion. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeffrey de Graaf. Ladies and gentlemen, taking part in his 16th World Championship, the winner of 52 PDC titles worldwide. He is a former World Match Play champion, a World Cup champion, the winner of 2 Premier Leagues, and ladies and gentlemen, a back-to-back 2-time champion of the world. Scotsman, Gary Anderson! Pack it up, pack it in, let me begin. I came to win, not on me, that's a sin. I won't ever slack up, okay, better back up. Try and play a role and you're a whole cool actor. Get up, stand up, come on, throw your hands up if you got the feeling. Jump up against the ceiling, monsters of fun. Someone's fucking jump, yo, I'll bust them in the eye. And then I'll take the punch. I came to get down, I came to get down. So get down, you see, jump around, jump around, jump around, jump around, jump up, and get down.
World number 14, Gary Anderson, a 2-time champ who won this title back-to-back in 2015 and 2016. Well, he's back on the Ali Pali stage. Back after a fantastic year as well. He's one of the favourites to go all the way to the title again. Most the highest average of all players this year, 99.6. When I say all players, that means the likes of Littler, Humphreys, Van Gerwen, etc. No major silverware this season, but 3 titles to his name, a couple on the Pro Tour, 1 on the Euro Tour. Had that sensational run to the semi-finals of the Grand Slam, came agonisingly close as well to overcoming Luke Littler in an absolute classic. And maybe that was just a small reminder of what he can do on a big TV stage. Well, he takes on Jeffrey de Graaf this evening, who laboured a little bit really to a 3-1 win over someone who became a bit of a fan favourite, Rashad Sweeting, averaged 92 in that. And you feel he might have the crowd against him again here as well. This is a first TV meeting between the pair. Let's find out then who comes out on top. Let's join Glenn Dunn and Dan Wilson.
He's won it all, he has done it all, but can he do it again? The Flying Scotsman, Gary Anderson. Everything points towards a good campaign. He's had so many of them here at the Palace. But Jeffrey de Graaf, the man charged with stopping it. And that's not a bad start.
Oh my word. Literally just been on that walk where the atmosphere was, well, it was insane. It was, I couldn't literally hear myself speak, and that's all because of Gary Anderson. But For Jeffrey de Graaf, there's a real opportunity there. I've sensed it a lot this week, Dan, where the first rounds have been a little bit nervy, they've been a little bit twitchy, but they're on 15 grand now, and it's almost like they can relax a little bit and let me see where my game is. I'm up against the icon, the legend that is Gary Anderson. I'm just going to let them go. I'm not going to let nerves get in the way. And we've just seen that with Nebreda there against Ross Smith.
Well, put it this way. We've seen 22 seeded players in action so far in this year's World Championship, and 10 of them have lost. It is carnage for the seeds. Double top for de Graaf. Takes the opening leg. Superb.
Almost stunned silence in the audience there. 11 darter. I mean, you can prepare for a couple of hours, you can come in, you just don't know if that transition from that practice area onto the main stage is going to be right. But Jeffrey de Graaf, a genuinely nice guy. That's the start he wanted.
140.
Well, Michael Smith, the highest ranked player to exit at this stage, and that's not going to change. But if Gary Anderson were to lose this game, it would probably be a bigger shock than Michael Smith going out, simply by virtue of the fact that Gary Anderson has played so well all the way through this year.
I know we have lots of new viewers to watch the World Championships, and sometimes you read out a few stats and what does that exactly mean to the viewer, but it's his 100th game of the season. And 90 used to be the benchmark for an average. Now it's 100. He's done that 52 times out of the 99 games he's played. He's been unbelievable. But out the traps quickly. It's been Jeffrey de Graaf, just the start that he wanted, and maybe it's a good thing for Gary that he's going to have pressure coming back on him.
And he uses the bullseye to get down to a 2-dart finish, Gary Anderson. De Graaf wants a ton 40, he's not going to get it, but he wants to stay straight, and he was thinking about coming down the board, but he's desperate to go for the 20 second.
60, Gary Uruguay, 96.
Could go double-double. Old school Gary Anderson. Leaves himself double 4. Little shake of the head there, because you don't want to give Jeffrey de Graaf any sort of sniff.
He took out 100 in the opening leg. And takes out 120 in leg 2. What a start from Jeffrey de Graaf. Well, we've just seen the world number 19 and former European champion Ross Smith beaten by a sensational display of finishing from Paolo Nebreda. He sent out the warning. Oh my word, look at that for a wild dart. That was at the treble 20, I assure you. Yeah, Paolo Nebreda has sent out the warning to the likes of Gary Anderson, Dimitri Vandenberg. If you are off your game, these unseeded players are quite capable of taking you out. Gary Anderson has to be a Nebreda header this evening and pay attention to that.
You can have all the experience in the world, and sometimes you can just, with this mic in your hand, just obviously wax lyrical about Gary Anderson, but there's 2 players on that stage, and one of them has started immaculately, but 11 darter, 100 finish, 120 check out with his opponent on a double.
100.
And it's the wildest, biggest one I've seen since I played at the World Grand Prix 2021.
It has always been a feature of his game, Jeffrey de Graaf. Rob Cross used to do it quite a lot, didn't he? You just have a wild dart where it just flies out the hand, Rob. More like it from the Flying Scotsman, his first maximum.
The pace, the rhythm of the game is absolutely beautiful, and the precision, the execution of the trebles right now, complemented with them superb doubling so far from Jeffrey de Graaf. And Gary Anderson joined the party of finishing. It's been a masterclass so far. Double 14. What a start!
301 points cleared in 2 visits to the board, and the Saltires are flying to the Palace.
I know it's the hottest ticket in town. I know it's difficult to get a ticket, but you have to experience the atmosphere in here tonight.
77.
Another one he's dragged really low, and that's a concern for Jeffrey.
22.
Just can't make the adjustment there at all.
Well, I've made this geeky obsession with throws. It's something I wasn't considering. Yeah, I can't really see visually why the issue was there. Rapsey.
It is strange to see a player who starts so magnificently in the first couple of legs, and then all of a sudden it feels like he's not in full control of his arm.
60.
I mean, I'm assuming it's a technical problem. You mentioned the fact that it's something similar to what Rob Cross does himself. And that's just like the odd one down. We've seen 3 or 4 in this match for Jeffrey, so started beautifully. He will have the dart in the last leg if it does go the distance in this set, so that is a backup.
And he has beaten Gary Anderson before, but not in a game at this length, and it was a long while ago, back when he was first at Torquay Hole. How about this, Gary? Interesting that he chose to stay there.
90.
With De Graaf not even halfway down from 5:01.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Dan. Yes, he saw something we didn't see. Just make it interesting, this 56. Tops is always his go-to double. There's the marker.
36.
Oh, is it Jeffrey De Graaf's turn for a 180 setup and then a combo finish? Yeah, stayed there, looked inviting to try and follow it into the treble 20. Would have left double 9, didn't work out for him.
Gary Anderson often universally says he hates double 10. He was absolutely outstanding on it in this competition last year.
80.
Let's see how this one goes, because he needs it, you feel, to stay in this set.
No score.
This might be the first set drifting away from Gary Anderson, the 2-time world champion. Jeffrey De Graaf seems intent to leave double 9. For reasons that baffle me, but he's there and he's hit it and he's taken the opening set, and Jeffrey De Graaf is pumping his fists on stage because the Flying Scotsman has not had the start that his army of fans would have liked.
if you want something away from sport, maybe when the darts is done, Lee Mack and Chris McCausland star as warring neighbours in this brand new festive special. Bad Tidings is available now for you on Sky Max. Well, here at the darts, a great start to the first set between Jeffrey de Graaf and Gary Anderson. 3 ton-plus outs in the first 3 legs. But there have been problems on the outer ring for Gary Anderson. Had a load of darts to take set 1 to a leg decider. Couldn't take the opportunities handed to him. So Jeffrey de Graaf with that double 9 there, giving him a 1-set lead. Yeah, fans enjoying themselves out here at the Palace today. Let's see if Gary Anderson then can fight back. A little proposal in the crowd tonight as well. Right, let's head back to Glen and Dan.
Well, not the warmest of welcomes for Jeffrey de Graaf to the stage, but not the warmest of starts for Gary Anderson to this match. Losing the opening set, but it was a set where Jeffrey had the darts, so there's no reason to panic just yet. Were you expecting this game to start in this manner, Glenn?
Well, Jeffrey de Graaf is someone I've known a decade. I was mega impressed with him at the World Cup this year, representing Sweden. Individually, one game he averaged over 120 in that. He is on the back of 7 wins out of his last 10 games. He has beat Richie Edhouse on that stage last year. Joe did Sousa, but in answer to your question, I'm really surprised. But we saw the last game how crucial doubles are in this one. He only had 4 darts at a double, did Jeffrey de Graaf, but pinged that double 3 times. But experience is another thing. And Gary will need to use every avenue of that right now.
Oh, what an avenue that is to leave a finish. 60, 25, 60 to leave 160. Mind you, that's not too shabby either, is it? 180 number 3 for the Swedes.
Yeah, just when Gary's taking control of legs. Once again, the centre plane, we've talked about his finishing. It might be just a dart at the bullseye. He'll start in the 16s, that's a little bit slack though, so now he's not guaranteed. Anderson will be back.
48. Gary
should have at least got a dart at the bullseye, Jeffrey de Graaf there. Didn't take the chance. Gary Anderson. Tops. That was the route, he couldn't get it done.
60.
On throw of Gary Anderson as well.
Jeffrey, you require 36.
Immaculate with his doubling. Will it continue? Absolutely it will. There's the first little shake of the head there from Gary Anderson. Wowzers.
Well, look, Gary himself said that he's not been that impressed with his own form in the big TV tournaments this year. However, there's only really one of those TV tournaments where you could point to him losing a game and not playing very well. That's when Mike De Decker completely blew him off the board at the World Grand Prix. Even when he's lost in all the other ones, he has played brilliant. 100 averages, 99 was his lowest average. That was the UK Open, one he lost to Martin Luke. But Richie Edhouse had to be spectacular to beat him at the European Championship. Ryan Meikle managed to beat him just 3 weeks ago in Minehead, despite Gary averaging 103, 104. So it's not like he's played poorly, he's not given games away. So it would be strange if we saw him muddling around in the low 90s over the course of this event.
Yeah, because every stat I've got in front of me is
39.
Well, he's just been demolishing these 100+ averages, but I feel he's settled now. I mean, it's not the start he will have wanted, but you get to that mid-match
140.
and all the nerves sort of go out the body. There'll be concern, and the concerns often started round about now when Gary looks in control of a leg, but Jeffrey de Graaf then pulls out a really big score to put the pressure on.
60. Gary, you require 100.
Just the 60, so Anderson's got some time here.
97.
That'll do. 3 clear darts at double 12, and we know that double 12 has been very good to Gary here at Alexander Palace. Won both his world titles on it.
Absolutely, Dan. When you think of Gary Anderson, you think of double 12 here at Alexander Palace. This is unbelievable.
Jeffrey required 94.
Frustrations there, and an opportunity for de Graaf. He can go what he's thinking there. Shall I go treble 18 and be aggressive? Because if he'd have gone the bullseye route, he'll have expected a dart at the bullseye to check that out. Anderson is back.
6.
Can be awkward. and that's the reason. And ultimately, he has bust his score by hitting the next door double, and Geoffrey de Graaf, who's only missed one dart at double in this match, is staring at double 16 for 2-0 in set 2, having already taken the opening set. Gary Anderson is in trouble.
Yeah, I was waiting for Geoffrey de Graaf to blink, but under pressure, he's been stealing. Last start in hand reaction as well. Just sensed, Dan, the shock in the... We talked about the electricity in here before a dart was thrown. It's almost gone silent in here now.
And let's see if Anderson can ignite and battle his way back. Geoffrey de Graaf does not look like he's in the mood to let opportunities pass him by. Did go out last year at the World Championship to Rob Cross, but he took a couple of sets off him in a high-quality game. You would probably argue he's the best version of Geoffrey de Graaf we've seen, isn't he? Because his first incarnation as a tour card holder, yes, he was a solid enough tour pro, but eventually fell away. He's come back, lost a load of weight, leaner, fitter, and looks stronger.
At least Tops is looking good for this one. It's almost a shock, Gary Anderson, at the moment. Geoffrey de Graaf is already thinking of the next leg. He won't expect, despite the fact Gary Anderson's 1 from 11 on the doubles, because it's tops and tens. Wow. What's going on, Dan?
This is how Martin Schindler felt earlier on this evening. Cannot buy a double. And Geoffrey de Graaf sneaks up behind him, ready to pounce if there's more mistakes. He has to use that. And he's unable to do so.
Put the form guide aside. This is unbelievable what's going on. We could have another shock in our hands because his doubles have been superb. And what a way to finish. He almost looks shocked himself. But Gary Anderson is on the ropes. He strides up there, plenty of food for thought there, where Geoffrey de Graaf, he's in wonderland right now. And after 2 sets, he's leading 2-0. There still is another game to go after this as well, and Dimitri van den Berg is in town.
Welcome back to Sunday night at Ali Pali, where Jeffrey de Graaf is threatening to pull off what might be the biggest shock of the World Championship so far. On a night that has already seen the demise of two seeded players in Martin Schindler and Ross Smith. Gary Anderson is on the ropes here, 2-0 down in a race to 3. And it all comes down, Glenn, to the doubles success. Gary Anderson, 1 out of 17 attempts. Jeffrey de Graaf, brilliant, 6 out of 9.
Yeah, it's so reminiscent of the previous game, Ross Smith against Paulo Nebreda. His doublings were excellent, and Jeffrey de Graaf against the crowd favourite, against the legend. He's probably a real hero, Jeffrey's, but he stayed in that zone. He's matched him at the scoring phase of things. But Gary Anderson, 1 from 17, will be criminal for him. Can he bounce back? It's been 20 minutes of carnage.
Well, happy birthday, Gary Anderson, I guess. 54 today. Needs to find a response. Otherwise, it's not just going to be the odd Christmas dinner that a rogue Swede is going to ruin. It's going to wreck Anderson's birthday and his World Championship campaign.
Yeah, this could be a turn for the books for the Swede. Oh, Dan. Tell you what, I've waited 2 years for that one.
Is it worth the wait?
I'm just in shock. I'm sure there's many people at home watching this as well, and was so excited to see Gary here. But fair play to Jeffrey de Graaf. I'm saying I've known him for a good 10 years now, and
96.
He's clearly been working really hard on his game. He's got that work-life balance correct. He's putting a lot more practice in it. Imagine what it's going to do for his game.
45.
And the section of the draw, the winner of this plays Nebreda.
Yeah, Jeffrey de Graaf's darts career was kind of put on hold. He's been living in Sweden for the best part of a decade. Originally from the Netherlands, but because he decided to apply to change his nationality, certainly for darts purposes, he could not compete in the Nordic and Baltic system until that was done. So that basically put him on a 4-year hiatus. To then come back and be as good, if not better than he was before, is some going.
97.
Yeah, and he's been great on the Nordic and Baltic tour again this year. 3 big wins. And that's been the foundation for his success, because when you're winning games, it breeds confidence.
140. Gary, you require 140.
Well, when you can barely hit a double and you're having to take out 1 treble combos. Oh, and he's missed the big number. Gary Anderson. This is turning into a catastrophic night for a man who has never lost 74. His opening game at a World Championship.
Jeffrey require 56.
Not in the PDC. Might be happening tonight. Double 18 to go within 2 legs of a straight sets victory. He is not missing the doubles.
Jeffrey de Graaf, second and Gary de first.
Stunning, sublime, under pressure.
140.
His heart will be racing like mad right now. But once again, he was nowhere near like this in his first round game. Dare I say, a little bit scrappy for Jeffrey de Graaf. But when you're playing the seed as well, Dan, it just looks like I'm going to enjoy the occasion.
Well, they may love Gary Anderson, but Gary Anderson is not loving this. A second maximum for the Flying Scotsman, but his mood does not look like it's improved much.
57.
Like I say, it's only on throw as well. Gary could do with these darts. Potentially 11 darting.
58. Gary required 46.
He's got all the time in the world. 11 darter finds the double straight away. Gary Anderson all of a sudden looks like Gary Anderson.
I don't want to sound like bar humble, but it was just on throw. Now he has to produce those darts against the throw. And when your opponent's pinging in a treble, 2 trebles a visit on throw, it's not easy, because I don't care who you are, the pressure on the shoulders of Gary Anderson right now are real.
Jeffrey de Graaf is an excellent player, and he's quite capable of producing a couple of 12 darters. And if he does it, on throw here and then on throw the next time he has the darts, this game is done unless Gary Anderson hits a 9.
You might hear a term, when a player's in the zone.
100.
And I sense that with Jeffrey de Graaf. I don't think he can hear the crowd behind him. I think he's just back at home in his practice room and he's just going through his repetition of his throw. He's thinking clearly, because that's excellent board management, using the 19s and the bullseye route to leave a finish.
60. Jeffrey, you require 145.
It's beautiful.
93.
Leaves single to double. And with the way that he's finishing, it's not a gimme. Of course it's not a gimme, but you're not expecting him to miss.
58.
Visually see that wry smile of frustration for Jeffrey de Graaf. That real determination. He loves double 18. It's been good to him so far in this match, and that trend continues. Jeffrey de Graaf goes one away. Major story here at the Alexander Palace tonight.
So many seeds have fallen, including the world number 2, but this would be arguably a bigger shock than any of those we've seen before, and the manner of it, certainly.
This leg will feel like a bit of a freebie because he knows he has the darts. That's been the Achilles heel. We've seen a real masterclass of finishing from Jeffrey de Graaf and a real horror show from Gary Anderson. As a player right now, Jeffrey de Graaf knows that's what he's thinking. Can I start the next leg? There may be just someone reminding him that Gary Anderson's finishing's been bad. He might have opportunities in this leg, but the most important 3 darts potentially in this match will be his opening 3 in the next one. 6 darts and 130. Normally, we'll be saying 2-2.
Shouldn't be going for the bullseye here. Decides to leave double 16. Well, he has gone through spells of using double 16 in his primary double in the last couple of years. He's decided that that's where he needs to go. Jeffrey de Graaf is on a match-winning double. Gary Anderson cannot afford to miss. He does not miss.
But I just go back to my words a few moments ago. The biggest 3 darts are right now. If Jeffrey can start with a ton 40, ton 80, come on, he says to himself. That's the bare minimum. Advantage de Graaf, and the obligatory fist pump to go.
You could hear the roar. This crowd willing Anderson on.
He has to be a champion right now. He's been second best.
59.
As he blinked.
Jeffrey de Graaf, is he going to try and use the board? He is going to use the board to try and get to a finish. It's a tricky shot. It's not going to work, but one treble could be enough, particularly with the way that Anderson is finished. Even if he gets a chance, there's a big question mark about whether he's able to take it.
Yeah, you don't even sense the trajectory of the dart. The dart entering the board is quite right for Gary because he's up against it. And I think Jeffrey de Graaf smells that one treble again, and there's your Brucey bonus.
This is absolutely spectacular from Jeffrey de Graaf.
What an opportunity, Don.
To beat Gary Anderson in straight sets. It'll be 20 for double 18. Jeffrey de Graaf has caused a sensation at Alexandra Palace. Gary Anderson has not just been beaten, he has been railroaded by the Swede. De Graaf through to the last 32 of the World Championship. And Gary Anderson, who came here with what everybody thought was one of his best chances of winning a world title in quite some time, has not even got going.
Take a bow, Jeffrey de Graaf. What an outsider he's been. What a night for the underdog. What a year for the underdog. Big smiles on his face, but just a quick word there for Gary Anderson. He come into this competition as one of the big favourites. The legend stayed there, was engaging with the crowd, but look at that smile, look at that fist pump. What a moment for Jeffrey de Graaf.
Genuinely one of the best displays of Jeffrey de Graaf's career. It is certainly his highest ever average at Alexandra Palace, but the finishing, 75%. He was phenomenal at the back end of legs. Gary Anderson enduring a waking nightmare on his birthday, no less, to exit at the first hurdle at a World Championship for the first time in his PDC career. It will not be Anderson's title this year. Jeffrey de Graaf is on stage and he's about to speak to Abby.
Jeffrey, your first big stage meeting with Gary Anderson, a 3-0 win. No, the Flying Scotsman wasn't at his best, but that was phenomenal from you.
Yeah, thank you. It's great. Gary didn't really show up as he usually does, but I'm very happy with the win. I got very nervous after the first set. Then even when I was 2-0 up, I was thinking to myself, what's going on now? And then, I got you could see that maybe on a few darts as well when I missed quite far a bit. It's just the nerves getting in, but I'm happy that I got it through the end.
Yeah, you started the match with a sublime 11 darter, 75% checkout success in the match. That was the real difference, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what I need to do to win, I guess. No. I was also a bit lucky in the second set when he missed a lot of doubles, and then the 74 finish that was a relief, and it gave me confidence in the third set as well. And also he started really good he played really good on his own legs in the third set. So I felt like, well, just keep it on, just stay in there.
And this year we've seen you reach the quarterfinals of the World Cup. You've been in a final on the floor as well, and now this really is the best version we have ever seen of you, isn't it?
Yeah. It has been the best year, definitely. But I'm just happy to be here and just keep on going.
And what do you put that upturn in form down to?
One more time.
What do you put that upturn in form down to? What's made the difference for you in 2024?
It was maybe the checkouts in the end. I feel like that was the difference in this game.
Very best of luck going forward.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, well, his finishing was sensational, wasn't it? One of the big favourites for the tournament gone then, but take a bow. Jeffrey de Graaf. Let's just show you how his section of the draw looks then. Big hitter taken out too, to be fair, because Paolo Nebreda next actually caused an upset of his own in beating the world number 19, Ross Smith. What a night it has been so far. One match still to come.